Are you just too filmy, Arjun? Of course
Well,
you
yeah,
are.
I am. That I am. I cannot deny. So this might become my show by the end of it also.
Absolutely. You show up sitting on a burning car. I have so many questions. Okay, starting with how hot was that car?
पिछवाड़ा on fire.
हीरो की एंट्री मिले ना मिले, विलन की जबरदस्त एंट्री मिली है.
मुझे ये तो नहीं पता लेकिन लोगों की जरूर जली मेरा एंट्री देख के. This kind of proves that if you keep your head down and keep working harder and harder and harder, sometimes the payoff of all that hard work comes in one Friday.
In one Friday, I know.
You're very good with action. And Rohit Shetty doesn't say that to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ranveer and me have joked about doing a Rohit Shetty film together.
Really?
Yeah, and it happened, and that's manifestation. And the first day of shoot, and we hugged each other. What happened is in the early part of my career, I felt success and failure are two sides of the same coin because I've seen it in my own household, I've seen it around me.
A hidden talent that we still don't know, like Danger Lanka has unleashed.
The doubt was never that I'm not capable. The doubt actually was, will I get the opportunity to do this?
Yeah.
हर कुत्ते का दिन आता है. मेरा आ गया.
Just to fill me, just to fill me.
It is the Arjun Kapoor show all the way. This is my show. He's
What is wrong with you?
What?
Don't say that.
What do you mean?
Okay, say whatever.
It was
you
a lot of fun.
want. Okay. Say it. Okay.
But this is my show. If he'll allow this to be my show.
No,
Hi.
this is your show.
This is my show, na? Hi and welcome to Just
Hi.
Too Filmy. Are you Just Too Filmy, Arjun? Of course
Well,
you
yeah,
are.
I am. That I am. I cannot deny. So this might become my show by the end of it also.
Absolutely. It's a Dhamal Diwali. Let me say that.
Yeah. I'm very
Dhamal
happy.
Diwali, man. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Like, are you feeling it? Are you feeling it?
For sure. And I think for the audiences to be able to enjoy both the films and for them to enjoy all these actors and then to enjoy my work in the middle of all that, I feel validated, vindicated to do this role.
Yeah.
Also, in an ensemble, when you can kind of carve your space out, you also feel like, okay, not bad. Yeah, you got what it takes. You know, it's a nice pat on your back for yourself, saying, okay, you can actually hold your own, which you believe, but then you need proof. And this film
absolutely.
working and this character being appreciated, that introduction taking a life of its own, just kind of proves that if you keep your head down and keep working harder and harder and harder, sometimes the payoff of all that hard work comes in one Friday.
In one Friday,
Yeah.
I know. And you know, it's so funny you spoke about the introduction because I make notes when we watch movies.
Okay.
And I remember writing this कि हीरो की एंट्री मिले ना मिले, विलन की जबरदस्त एंट्री मिली है. You show up sitting on a burning car. I have so many questions. Okay, starting with how hot was that car?
पिछवाड़ा on fire.
Well,
मुझे ये तो नहीं पता लेकिन लोगों की जरूर जली मेरा एंट्री देख के.
give me a five, buddy. Give me a five. Really?
No, all
What
jokes
an entry.
So when he narrated that to me, I was like, okay, post में fire ad होगा. You know, I didn't imagine that we're going to come to a practical set, and then when I reached the set, I was like, okay, this is really good because
Correct.
I think the light, the way it reflected in my eyes, the face. I was like, okay, this is going to be really interesting. And then he said, okay, your cape, your shawl is going to be on fire, and as you're walking, we're going to slowly. I was like, okay, this can look really great if we pull it off. And I'm glad that we used actual fire throughout that sequence.
Really?
There's actual fire.
That's another question I have.
Before every shot,
special effects.
before every shot, I used to go and sit like that in that position over there. They used to light the fire. They used to put the fire. And when I'm walking, there's actual fire. And there's today I posted a photo where Rohit sir is holding the tangus.
Yeah.
So the pulling of the tangus, the timing with the actual fire is Rohit sir pulling it at the right time.
Oof.
So you can see that.
It's so magical making
and
these
that is what
movies.
filmmaking is. And then even when I'm killing people, you know, the round trolley shots and all, we just did that where he's splattering the blood, he was pushing the trolley, he was doing everything, and his vision just made it like it's a blast watching it. And even the smile.
Yes.
You know, people are looking at the smile where I'm looking at Shakti Shetty's thing and I put the koita over there finally. But we shot the introduction in the middle of the shoot. It was not like the first thing I shot was that. He had told me to use the smile. And then it just became something for the character. And then when we were doing the shot, I said, sir, can I smile and do this? Because पहली बार आप देखोगे वो वाली smile. You know, गाड़ी में तो आप देखते हो, लेकिन that long smile and I'm saying कि I'm going to kill them all. So he's like, कर दे चल. So it just became, I think it just happened. And we had a lot of fun doing it.
It was so menacing. Okay, let me tell you.
I'm very happy with the way I walked with my hands behind my back. And all. So as an actor, those are the small things that excite you.
In fact, have you read my notes?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I have. What do you learn on a Rohit Shetty set? And I've said here, okay, did he actually teach you to walk? Because, you know, the last time I spoke to Shilpa Shetty, when she was part of the universe, she said, Rohit Shetty की फिल्मों में पहले तो walk अलग हो जाती है.
So I have to say, he allowed me to be myself, and I think I'm somebody who's grown up watching these kind of films. You know, the Ram Lakhans of this world, and I've also done some bit of conditioning to be prepared for a Rohit Shetty film by doing my Gundes and Tevars. I think when I came on the set, I was prepped.
Yeah.
And I knew it's a very physical performance. It's a posture performance. You need to know where the camera is coming on you. You need to know when to give the look. You need to know what the eyes are doing. When I'm going towards Tiger, I knew that I have to only look at Tiger. So when I was killing that rehearsal, I did in such a way that I will never look at any of the guys I'm getting rid of.
Correct.
Because that creates that power and that posturing. That was my prep and the way I tried to do it. One thing I would say, the same thing you spoke about the walk.
Yeah.
Ranveer told me, that तेरी walk बहुत अच्छी है यार जब तू intro में चलता है. The walk had power. Now that comes from the director empowering you and allowing you to do it a certain way and not trying to nitpick.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it, and then he took me one day we were sitting he said, you know, you're very good with action. And Rohit Shetty doesn't say that to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a big compliment.
So
of course.
for me, I felt validated that okay, I came prepared and I gave it my all, and he enjoyed making me do action.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I prepped for it.
Yeah.
Consciously, but subconsciously, I was always ready for this. I was always ready for this introduction and this fighting and the smile and everything. Yeah. Like Ishak Zade prepared me for the smiling, and then it happened. The walking was just in Gunde. We started walking in 48 frames, so I always knew there's a posture. Like running has a posture.
You know what's crazy is that when I watched the film, I loved it. Okay, so here's me. Okay, just to film minded, I loved it because exactly as you said, यही फिल्में देख के हम बड़े हुए हैं. हमें ये सुर बहुत पसंद है. And I also felt what was a win for you is that बाकियों के cameos चल रहे हैं. लेकिन Arjun Kapoor is there. Did you feel that you did a lot of the heavy lifting on this film?
No, I didn't see it that way, to be honest. The way I saw it was, you know, when you're playing an antagonist in such a big film, there are so many people coming together. Whether you're on screen, in frame or not, they're talking or referring to you. And Dejal Lanka's build-up is about 15-20 minutes, I think, in the film. Where so I never did it with that intent that I have to hold fort and I have the meatiest part, because actually I've not shot so many days in the film. And also in the second half, once I take Kareena away, they come to me. So there's a lot of what they are doing and then me, then me. Then. So it's not like I'm always there, but that's the power of, I guess, the character, that you feel, okay, he's doing a lot of the
presence,
But that's needed. You need.
Correct.
Listen, if you don't have a good villain, it kind of doesn't make sense. And to be fair, when I was cast or when before the trailer came out, there was a lot of curiosity about will I be able to do this? Won't I be able to do this? Today, when you're saying I've done heavy lifting in the film, it started with a question mark on whether it's the right choice for the film.
Correct.
So I've come a long way, and I think that's
100%.
amazing.
100%. But it's about time that we get past this doubt, Arjun.
I don't have it. Otherwise, I would have left the industry.
I know. But it's crazy because I just feel like, is it you? Because you are someone you don't really play it up. Like, this is so rare that we get to talk to you after a film has done a certain way, because it's not who you are.
Yeah.
So, has something changed? Are you saying, you know what, Ro, I'm in a place right now where I've been told that I should own this? I'm very curious.
No. I think what happened is, in the early part of my career, I felt success and failure are two sides of the same coin, because I've seen it in my own household. I've seen it around me. You don't take success so seriously that you go tom-tomming about it and speak up about it and try and market yourself, create perception. Because I guess the time I grew up, Friday to Friday films chalti thi.
Correct.
नहीं चलती थी, आप अगली picture बनाते थे.
Yeah.
The idea was keep doing enough films and eventually you create a legacy and a filmography that people understand what kind of work you're known for, etc., etc., etc.
Correct.
Come 2018-19, social media took over and perception became the new reality. At which point I was like, okay, now there is a perception created about me that I am a certain kind of actor, because the early 5 years of my career, that was 2012 to 17, the most successful years, I didn't really amplify myself. I just went with the flow. You did brands, you did shoots, you met people. जब picture release होती थी, marketing होती थी, फिर घर चले जाते थे.
Correct.
The success interviews and all were hardly a thing.
Correct.
There was no articles being written, curated, created. You know, all that wasn't there. It wasn't part. It was not the culture. Social media changed a lot, and at that point, unfortunately, I had perhaps the worst spate of my films. And memory is short.
Yes.
I mean, I cannot deny that. Memory is short, and I cannot blame people for that. And negativity sells more than positivity.
So true. So true.
The
And
amplification.
I'll tell you that because Sandeep Pinky was a film that I was just hell-bent that this film needs to be spoken
But
about.
again, it was unfortunate that that time was such in my life where even a good performance and a good film was not getting the kind of reaction or the kind of respect or the kind of eyeballs it deserved, perhaps. Like all
Correct.
you guys might have wanted it to do well, but it's still done well in isolation of connoisseurs of Hindi films. I think it just happened. It's not that I doubted myself. It's the people that had accepted, liked, and appreciated me in the beginning kind of
Correct.
forgot my work.
Correct.
Because there's so much going on in our lives, we're not going to remember all. You might remember a film or a performance,
Correct.
but then you start questioning: is he interested? Is he able to?
It's a perception,
Yeah,
as you
it's
said.
a perception.
Mm.
I kept working hard.
Mm.
Also, you deal with the way you're looking physically. When you're a mainstream hero, you got to make sure you look a certain way. Maybe I went through a phase where I wasn't looking my best. Not the best material choices. Maybe being, if I may dare so. I cast myself in certain roles that I choose to say yes to, where in retrospect, maybe I was not the best choice for them. It doesn't matter now, but it's a lot of things. It's all circumstantial
It's all
and destiny.
hindsight, yeah.
Yeah, and in retrospect, you learn out of your career. There's not one actor that will sit and say that they got everything right. The biggest of them have made mistakes.
Mistakes, yeah.
I think in my case, what happened, there was a whole cluster of a lot of negative things that just happened in a frame of 5 years.
Yeah.
From say 2018, when India's most wanted. Yeah, so 2018-19, the pre-pandemic, and then pandemic again was a bit of a dampener for
Everybody.
Sandeep Pinky. Also didn't pan out because of the pandemic, and I kind of hedged my bets on doing a couple of other films that didn't pan out during the course of the
Correct.
pandemic. So what happens is, fans are fans. Audiences are still looking at you from your last film. They don't
Correct.
remember your first film. I never had doubt in my ability. It was just I was waiting for the right opportunity, and now Singham again is that opportunity.
Correct.
I need to reconnect. I have nothing against them for not liking my work.
Yeah.
They paid
Yeah.
money to watch it. I'm talking purely about the people that watch
Audiences.
your films. Yeah, I'm talking about
Absolutely.
that. The genuine people.
Correct.
I have nothing against them.
Correct.
I respect them. I think I got Anupama gave me this compliment. I'm very good with criticism because I take to learn from it.
Yeah.
And a film not doing well, you introspect and learn. The doubt was never that I'm not capable. The doubt actually was, will I get the opportunity to do this?
Yeah. And I
that's-
think you will.
Yeah.
And I think you will. Also, it's a delight for fancy guys, Ram Lakhan, Gunde. Okay, me. Because these are my films. Okay, I grew up much like you, Arjun,
Yeah.
in this city, going to cinemas and watching Main Khiladi Tu Anadi.
Yeah.
And these.
I saw that
it
in
means-
Gaiety.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. So
Yeah.
for me, it meant a lot to me when, Ranveer and you were sharing a frame.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
Our
even-
first day of shoot on the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you feel those goosebumps that the audience feels? Because we've seen this pairing before. And also, I must say that his cameo has gotten so much love.
Yeah, he's a terrific actor. And what he does with Simba, when we were doing the first rehearsal and I was sitting there and he walks in and I say, Sangram Bhale Rao. Bacche ka favorite.
Correct.
And he said, Jamana mahit nahi te sanga. I said, Arey yaar, I need to go out of character and appreciate this guy. And I went and just gave him a hug and I said, it feels so good to watch because Simba is one of my favorite films. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell Ranveer and I told Rohit sir also, I said, there's a shot in Simba where Ranveer is sitting like this at the steps of his police station.
Yeah.
Where he finally, and it's not like he's beating 100 people. He beats up just those guys and doesn't let the guy from the jail get out.
Yes.
Simba's a place where Ranveer from a boy became a man in that moment, where he defended
Correct.
that girl's entire life in that
Yeah.
moment. So for me, I love Simba because I saw it in Gaiety and I enjoyed myself. I whistled. So I was like, ये तो बहुत मजा आएगा तेरे को."
Yeah.
Ranveer and me have joked about doing a Rohit Shetty film together.
Really?
Yeah, and it happened, and that's manifestation. And the first day of shoot, and we hugged each other. And he's the warmest, kindest soul on set.
Yeah,
He's such an amazing actor. There's a Steadicam shot in our scene that he does, which when I was dubbing, I told them to play that 5 times. Where he imitates Ajay sir and he's imitating Shweta Tiwari and he walks out. "Kaun kar raha hai?" Yes sir, no sir. He does all that and it's a one shot. Now he starts from me and he says, "मैं जरा देख के आता हूँ Singham sir आएंगे नहीं." And he talks and he reaches and he says, "क्या है?" And then he runs.
Yeah.
Comedy is very tough,
Correct.
To do it with the dialect is even tougher. To do it with that sur where you're also clarity with so much of talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is a phenomenal actor. And I don't like to call it a cameo because I feel there's so much Jaan in him that he's there in the second half and he just lights the screen on fire.
Correct.
He's gifted, but he's hardworking. That's the thing. He doesn't take it for granted. Every take is like his last.
Correct. But you know what I feel so much pride on is the fact that we have our own Avengers. it makes me feel good. I think it's important. I think it's really important that we have our own franchise.
Yeah.
We have our own universes. We
It's
have
great.
इतना मजेदार यार जब एक हीरो की एंट्री होती है या हीरोइन की एंट्री होती है, you recognize them. There is history.
Yeah, there's recall value. So I think credit to our audience because पहले हम लोग बोलते थे यार our audience is not intelligent enough, etc. Now they've become much more evolved. They enjoy.
Correct.
We have the spy-verse, the horror universe,
Yeah.
the cop universe, and in general, I feel they enjoy this kind of culture where you can
Correct.
connect and rekindle old emotions when you're watching a film. So Simba, Suryavanshi, Singham coming together is a calibration of all those emotions of all those films.
And they're all fighting
When you hear ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, you know that he's going to come in the chopper.
Absolutely.
And he arrives.
Absolutely.
And me as a viewer is excited by just the sound. So
Yeah.
the sound has so
Yeah.
much recall value.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they all come for me that secondary. As an audience, I'm saying I would
Yeah,
love
as
to
an
be.
audience,
I
of
would love to
course.
watch it.
Of course, of course. No, I think it's amazing. I have a really fun segment with you, and this
Okay.
is called, of course, Confessions with Arjun Kapoor.
Oh wow.
Ever faked confidence in your entire career when you really didn't feel it?
Yeah. You have to sometimes. You could, especially when you're at public speaking events and public events and doing all those.
Really?
Yeah, you might not be feeling 100% certain about whether you've got your shit together.
Correct.
But then you can't walk in and say, okay, I need a moment. I need to just go and
Yeah.
panic and come back. Then you just got to fake it till you make it.
Okay.
Sometimes
Regret.
when you're hosting these award shows and all, they're long segments,
Yeah,
you become a bit confused. Is the humor working? Is it landing?
Correct.
You're doing a lot of live stuff. Live stuff can be, you can feel a little conflicted. Or sometimes you have such a blast that you just flow.
Correct. Dancing or a long monologue? What is tougher?
Dancing is tougher because I think the way dancing is now evolved, for me personally, the way dancing is now evolved, you need to rehearse a lot more.
Correct.
A monologue comes from a very internal place of understanding your character. So if to be really fair, it's not that it's easier or tougher. It's just a more organic thing towards your character. You're able
Correct.
to, and I'm pretty good with lines as well. I really enjoy that. I love dancing, not to forget that. But I
Correct.
think because of the evolution of dance, today dance would need a lot more. It's a
Mehnat.
lot more challenging.
100%. Regretted sharing anything on social?
Regretted. Yeah, I think must have been maybe back when in the early days. Must have been. I think I must have used a few explicit words, etc. Not
Correct.
realizing where it's going to be remembered.
Correct.
You didn't know in 2017, 18 when you were reacting to stuff or saying stuff that it might be something that stays forever. So maybe I don't know.
Okay. Do you have a hidden talent that we still don't know, like Danger Lanka has unleashed this menace?
My hidden talent.
Like you could touch the tip of your nose with your tongue. It could be
I
as
can
silly
wiggle
as
my
that.
ears.
What?
I don't know if that counts as a talent. And I don't think that's danger.
That is not danger.
Yeah.
If you ever had to take up a day job, could you?
Depends what kind of. I mean, I can't do numbers and jazz. I can't. 9 to 5 would be very tough for me. What I could do is I could do public management or I could do coordination. But yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for it. I'm a much more creative person in that sense. So yeah,
Correct.
linear, straightforward desk jobs, to definitely.
Ever been like us and eaten ice cream after a bad day?
I mean, I was 150 kg, so I must have had a lot of bad days and eaten a lot of ice cream back in the day when I was a kid. I don't deny that at all.
Been fake nice to a co-star or director because it's important?
No, because when you're making a movie on a set, then eventually you need to be honest. Otherwise, the translation of work becomes a problem. Fake to like, but sometimes you don't overindulge. You distance yourself. I think I cannot be fake. You rather distance. So that I must have done. I might have detached, but I'll never be extra nice. Just वो नहीं होता.
Because it's important, not.
No, because
You're being
the
fake.
foundation is very weak. Then you're being
Correct.
fake already. You're acting more off camera than on camera. It's a bit exhausting.
Ever wanted to delete a film from your filmography?
No, I don't like that thought only because at some point those might have all made sense when I chose to do them. They might have not panned out, but I still have to wear it on my sleeve and accept those choices.
Correct.
And regret, in retrospect, when you sit back and think about things, is very easy to have. So I don't want to put that negative energy out. I'm a creation of all those choices at some point. So,
Correct.
Whoa.
Ever said no to a role and are glad that you said no?
Yeah, I'm sure there are lots of films that I've not ended up doing, which I'm glad because sometimes I've not liked the material and I've been proven right, or sometimes the role has not been good enough and I've been proven right. So yeah.
We know that you're in the middle of very exciting things that are coming up, and I know you can't say too much, but how much fun is it with Varun?
We not really started work together. I mean, I know him since I was a kid. We've done acting class together, so I think we were just waiting to work together in that sense. So that cast of Varun, Diljit, and me will be exciting. I love working with Anis bhai. We did Mubaraka, going back and working with Dad. I
Yeah.
think when all the amalgamation of energy happens and
Comes
we're able to
together.
put something out there, I think we'll speak about it more at length. But yeah, something, fingers crossed, looking forward to really entertaining people here, because comedy is something I've been dying to do.
Yes.
And who better than this set of people
Yes.
to do it with? Yes,
I
I'm really
can't
looking
wait,
forward.
yeah.
Even I can't wait.
I can't wait. Singham again on the Just to Filmy meter has broken the meter. It was so fun and it was so entertaining. And most of all, Arjun, it's so nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Always. And
Thank
let me also tell you before I go, you're not just this fun when things are good.
That is the nicest thing you can say.
You're also this fun when things are not so good.
It's fine.
And I think that is your most special quality.
Thank you so much.
And I love this shirt. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
हर कुत्ते का दिन आता है. मेरा आ गया.
amazing.